Good morning, welcome to the Mahwah Public Library. We're here today to do a gentle chair yoga class to help us rest, restore, reconnect, realign. So as you sit with your hands resting gently on your knees, roll your shoulders down, sit up nice and tall. See if you can sit a little bit away from the chair, just a little bit, so that you're dependent on your posture. Now notice if your posture is slightly forward, and bring it back so your shoulders are in line with your hips. And if your head is slightly forward, you want to tuck it back to release the strain on the sides of the neck. Shoulders back and down. You can close your eyes and take 3 breaths. Now, as you breathe in and you breathe out, think about what you think about or what you are thinking about today. Ask yourself, is it productive, these thoughts? Do I need to hold them? Are my thoughts creating stress, worry, tension, fear, anxiety? Do my thoughts at this moment make me feel whole, W-H-O-L-E, or creates a hole, H-O-L-E? Do I give myself permission to let go of what no longer serves me so I can feel balanced, supported, and at ease? And as you do that, notice what changes or shifts or creates a little subtle difference in how you're sitting in the chair. Swallow gently. Notice any tension or tightness that you're holding in your head. And as you breathe here, now sit back in the chair and maintain your posture. So scoot your tailbone back and rest your shoulders back and tuck your belly back so your lumbar is supported in the chair. Make sure your chin is not moving forward. And then slide your hands back. If your arms are too forward, it can create a little more stress in the shoulders. And then take a breath here. Now, if you get a sigh, if you get a yawn, if you get a shift, if you get gurgling in your belly, if you get any other body sensations, that's the beginning of a release. Now, as you breathe in through the nose and you exhale and you let go of the breath, push all the breath out through the nose. And invite your body to soften. So some shoulders are still high, so see if you can relax them down. And notice your jaw, inhaling. See if you can keep your teeth from touching each other, avoiding any clenching. Softening again the shoulders down and away from the ears. Swallow gently. Now we want to start from the crown of the head. So I'm going to take my hands and make 3 fingers gentle curl in the fingers. And I'm going to imagine a line from the center coming up like a V. And when I get to the top, elbows are out so I can open across the shoulder blades and I start tapping. And I ask myself, how much stuff am I holding up there? How much stuff, what am I putting my mind and my attention to? Am I aware of how many thoughts may be negative, worrisome, fearful, create anxiety, stress, or a distraction? Can I soften the shoulder so I'm not holding it so much? Tuck your chin, and as you come down, it's going to create a little V toward the back of the occiput, the curve of the back of the head, and we tap here. How many old thoughts am I holding in my head from the past? Do I need to hold them anymore? Can I let them go? Do I give myself permission to let them go? Are these thoughts a habit? And then bring it all the way up, lift the chin gently, exhale, roll gently, bring it all the way to the back. And then notice how the neck feels when you start gently rocking forward and back. Take a sigh, a breath, a yawn. Good, and then bring that down and feel the sensations you may have activated. Now bring your attention to the center of your forehead. You're going to take 2 fingers and you're going to rest the elbow down into the side of your body. You're going to tuck your chin slightly. Press the 2 fingers here, little circle. So relieve the tension right into the center of the forehead. And as you press and you gently make these little circles here, notice where you get an action. Do the shoulders lift? Does the throat tighten? Do you feel like, oh, my ears hurt? Or I have tightness or tension somewhere? Is this spot particularly tender? And you just try to make the circle a little bigger as you go around. You start small and then you move the circle a little bigger, creating a little bit like a spiral until you feel what it is you feel. And notice, maybe your elbows tighten, and then reverse the circle and start big. And do a few rotations before you start to bring it in into a smaller little point in the center of your forehead. Is there something that I need to have more clarity about? So putting a little pressure here releases into the frontal lobe of the brain. Pay attention to what happens to the back of the neck, and then pause and feel that. Take your 3 fingers right above your eyebrow. We're going to tap. Elbows come in, the shoulders are down, my chin is tucked back, and I'm tapping here. So I'm releasing congestion because this has been a terrible allergy season. Today I noticed has been, yesterday and today, has been particularly tough. Something else is blooming. Tap, tap, tap. Notice if you have a little pain or discomfort there. And then from the eyebrow, you're going to tap up to the hairline and up and down. So this is going to create a little palpation in the sinus cavities, and it's going to hopefully release that space between the eyebrow and the hairline. Notice if your jaw gets involved, so you really want to make sure your jaw is not clenched. And take a breath. And then pause, elbows out to the side, fingers in the center, and feel like you're creating this space right through the center, and I'm going to comb it out. Your eyes are closed. Now, when your hands come together, your vision is going to get a little bit of a shadow. It's going to be dark. But when you gently sweep your fingers, all of a sudden it gets a little lighter. So ask for clarity. Remove the things that create cloudiness, distractions, the negativity. If you tend to go down the road of negativity, oftentimes it's because it's a habit. That's where you go. And so we want to just comb that out. It gets dark, we move stuff out like you're cleaning out your closet, and you get a little more light, even with your eyes closed. Now sweep down the sides of the face to the chin, like a little heart. So you're taking care of yourself, your inner self. As you take care of your inner self, remember what you think about lands somewhere in the body. So we want to comb that out. Take a breath in and let it go with a ha, like you're just releasing air from a balloon. Ah, one more. Now, these are things and techniques that you can do at home. Now I'm going to take my 2 fingers, come to the center by the bridge of the nose, and I'm going to sweep around the eyes. So sometimes if you're squinting, frowning, overly thinking, overly concentrating, whatever, creates tightness around the orbit of the eye, which ultimately can result in tension somewhere else. Now, as I was gently massage right here, I ask my eyes to relax so I have clarity to see visually and intuitively. Now, when I come back up, I'm going to come to the temples, little circles here, no pressure on the temples, right around the sides by the jaw. Relax the mouth, soften here. Come to the cheek line and just gently tap here. Again, opening up the sinus cavities. Notice if your head and chin move forward and it creates strain in the back of the neck. Now, as you come below the cheekbone, lift your head, use those same 3 fingers, do a little massage, releasing any tension that brings tension into the center of the face and allowing it to expand. So oftentimes you do a selfie before you do anything, and then you do the class and blah, 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 and then you take a selfie after, and you'll be amazed how much difference you can see. Slide your fingers down to the jaw, relax the jaw as you come to the edge of the jaw, then I tuck my chin and I do it again and I press. Now try to do it a little firmly as I lift and I release. If it's too much to lift the head, then you don't. You just keep it at neutral and you're just kind of massaging out here. Good. Tap the upper lip. So what are words that you speak to yourself? You know, that conversation that you have with yourself when you're calm or trying to go to bed and you need to shut down your brain. What are those words? Do you need to carry those words? Oftentimes they're the same words. And come below, right below the lip, and soften here. Tap, tap, tap. Right below the lower lip. Tap, tap, tap. Now I'm going to take my fingers and I'm just going to interlace the between, and just like feathers, I'm going to sweep it out. And it's a very light touch. I'm moving out, I'm softening tension, I'm releasing fascia, I'm releasing thoughts that don't work, I'm opening up myself to possibility, inner awareness, self-care. And then bring it to the lower face, part of the face, and we stretch it here. And you just gently kind of sweep across and notice how it feels. And then pause. Now we want to move the mouth and the inside. Now, you can do a lot of manipulation by sticking your thumb inside. This is great to do within a shower, and you just kind of massage. We're not doing it here. You need clean hands, and you need to be home. So we're not going to do that. But because we can't do that here, we're going to do movement of the mouth to release right here. So before we do it, feel it. Feel what's tight or tense. Feel the back of the neck. Feel the sides of the neck. Now we're going to purse the lips like we're a fish and just move the lips and feel that. Now open the mouth and like you're going to say E. So we're going to purse O, move the lips, E, O, E. Stretch it, O, E. Pay attention to where you get an action or reaction. O, E. O, E. O, E. Relax your face. Make sure your teeth are not touching. We're going to take a breath in through the nose. And now we're going to blow it out like we're blowing out a candle. Now, as you're blowing it out, don't let the shoulders lift. Keep the shoulders down. You're inhaling from the lower belly. You're inhaling through the nose. Chest will rise. Exhale. Let the chest come down of its own accord. Blow away what you don't need to hold. Inhale. Pursing the lips. So visualize from the jaw a triangle that comes into the point here. It's like a megaphone. So a megaphone is that thing that projects sound. We want to release that and bring in clarity. So we inhale through the nose and soften. Shoulders down. In. Eyes are open or closed. One more. Good. Now I'm going to tuck my chin. I want to get a stretch through the back of the neck. Now I want to feel the back of the neck. Now as I feel the back of the neck, relaxing the mouth down, elbows in, we're going to curl toward the knees. So it's almost like you're going to hit the delete button. Inhale, roll back, and then lift your head to neutral. Inhaling and exhaling, I roll forward. I exhale, I tuck my spine back into the chair. My head comes up last. And then I roll again. Now you can do this as many times as you want. And you bring it up. Roll your head to the right, feel the left side of your head. Relax your jaw down. Feel your ears. Come back to center with the breath, pause, tuck your chin back, roll to the left. So I can feel them a little tight here. Relax your jaw down and come back to center. Now, little circle, imagine your nose is a pencil. It's a little tiny circle rotating around, releasing tightness maybe at the top of the spine by the atlas and the axis. Keep your jaw unclenched, and then reverse your circle. Good. Now, as you come forward here, you're going to sit back in the chair. We have arms. Ideally, we don't want arms. You're going to open up. When the shoulders come in, we're going to open it up and stretch it out. Lift up. Don't throw your head back. Just a little massage here. Just rocking into the back of the chair, opening that space between the shoulder blades. Bringing the shoulders down, 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 down. Nice job. And releasing here. Good, release the arms. Going to take the right hand, we're going to bring it to the left. I'm not lifting it up to the shoulder. I'm using my arm as a weight. And I let it rest on the top of the chest, and I bring my elbow in and let my hand rest here, and I take a breath. And I feel the rise and the fall of the breath. And I move the clavicle, the top of the chest, the ribs down and away from the throat. Relax the jaw, soften through the ears. Feel the rise and the fall of the breath. Now, think about what you think about. What was a negative, heavy, worrisome thought that you carried in here? Maybe it's an unconscious thing you hold a lot. So my right arm is holding my left shoulder. I take my right hand and I'm going to bring it right into the space between the shoulder and the clavicle, and I'm going to massage it. And as I massage it, I want to know, does it feel tender, sore? Right here, Wendy, here. This hand is here, this hand is here, yeah. And so you're bringing it into this triangle of space. Now feel the tenderness there. If you have a lot of tenderness, it can be related to shoulders and stuff. However, it's also related to anger, fear, worry, tension, anxiety. So everything lands somewhere. So this is a big acupressure point. It's also connected to the lungs. So you want to breathe. Now, hand comes to the top side. I'm going to just tip my head slightly, and I'm going to sweep. I am letting go of the stuff that I'm holding that I no longer need. I am letting that go, and I'm filling myself up with peace, patience, healing, contentment, confidence. I am letting go, I am releasing, and I'm filling myself up with things that will better serve me. And I slide around. You can do this as many times as you need to do. Now just keep moving it along. You can use your own words. I am letting go of, and if there's a specific thing that you're holding, name it. I'm letting it go. I'm releasing it so I can welcome into myself that sensation of peace, contentment, balance, confidence, courage, whatever it is that comes to mind. And then when you come back to center, release that arm and shake it. And now measure, and that arm should be just a little longer. Take the other arm, opposite side, take a breath, hold the elbow. Now remember, the left side of the rib cage is going to feel a little different because it houses the heart, the pericardium, the space around the heart. The shoulder has a tendency to roll up, so you want to bring it down. Breathe in. Now, you're connecting to your heart here. So what are you holding in your heart? grief, fear, frustration, worry, the past. The thing about the past is you can't change it, but you can let it go. And notice also as you breathe in and you breathe out, what goes on in the jaw. Keeping the arm here, keep that arm weighted, opposite hand into that same space between the shoulder and the clavicle. There's a little indentation and you massage it here. And you notice how this feels. And as you bring yourself to awareness, does it feel the same as the other? Doesn't necessarily have to feel the same. It can be totally different. And we just massage this out. Notice your ears. See if you get a release right here. Good, and now we're going to do the same thing. Turn your head slightly so you get a little stretch through the neck. I am releasing and I am letting go of things that no longer serve me. As I let go, I create space to allow myself to receive peace, patience, contentment, opportunity, prosperity, whatever it is. And I just go around, try a minimum of 3. If you're doing this at home, you can always do more. Inhaling and exhaling, I am letting go of what no longer serves me. I am releasing, and if there's something specific, you let it go so that I can welcome in and celebrate the gift of, and then you can add your own and bring it down and up. And then as you come down and you come back up again, cross one hand over the other, create a little weight here. This is butterfly mudra. So think of a butterfly. Butterflies are connected with metamorphosis. What is it you would like to see change, shift, move, release? As I release the shoulders down, I'm going to lift up. My fingertips stay here. I don't throw my head back, and I just open and close under the arms. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, let go. I can move my head up and down, or I can keep it right at neutral. My eyes can be open or closed. If, however, it creates a trigger that creates dizziness or discomfort, then you keep your eyes open, your gaze soft. And you bring it up and down. Now, if you're comfortable, you inhale, lift up a little bigger, and roll toward the knees. You don't necessarily have to touch them. Inhale, lift up. Feel that stretch through the thoracic spine, opening up through the sternum. Inhale, opening up underneath the arms and the armpits. We hold a lot of lymphatic fluids in there. We inhale and we exhale. Now when I come back up, I'm going to release the arms, open up the elbows, and use that chair back to open up that space between the shoulder blades. Breathe. Now think about which arm was on top, and then you switch and you go the other way and bring it to center, release down, inhale, butterfly opposite side. Inhale and exhale. Now really softening the jaw, relaxing through the throat, releasing like you're hitting the delete button, and everything is moving from the top of your head down and out like water in a drain. When you're ready, you lean back a little bit. Exhale, you roll forward only as much as is comfortable for you. Use the back of the chair to create a stretch. If at any time something is uncomfortable and you don't feel that this works at this moment, then you pause. If you have shoulder or neck injuries, if you have tingling or discomfort, this is supposed to help you. So if it creates something else that creates pain, then you don't do it. Lift up, open up the arms, rock it out. Keep the chin tucked and the head back so you're not leading with your chin and neck. And open up that space between your shoulder blades. Good. Release the arms down, shake them out. Right hand, gentle fist. We're going to open up the lung. So we want to take a breath here. So sometimes as we go through the day, we become what are called tidal breathers. The breath stays high in the chest and in the throat. Let it go. And then opposite side. Sorry, that's my watch. Good, release the hands, inhale, lift up. Let it go. So imagine you're moving stuff out, you're lifting it up and you're letting it go. Release through the back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Stretch up through the spine and out through the breath. One more. When you come all the way down, take a breath and pause. Keep the head an extension of the spine. You can allow your torso to rest on your thighs. Stretch your arms toward the mat. Wiggle your fingers. Roll your hands. Good. Tuck your chin, ripple up. Hold the side of the chair, and now begin to rock a little bit, opening up through the sitting bones, through the way you sit in the chair. Don't let your posture collapse. Shoulders back, head is at neutral. We rock out right here, and we notice the back of the spine and the lower back and the sitting bones and the tailbone, and we notice exactly where we are here. And when we settle, we feel if we're balanced in the chair. And you take a breath. Good. Release the arms out, look to the right and to the left. Now, just a little movement through the waist. Keep the lower body still and just shift from side to side, relaxing the jaws, keeping the throat soft. If you have a tendency to keep tightness in your mouth, then you bring the tip of your tongue to the top of your two teeth on the upper teeth, and that will press down, release one hand up and one hand down, and then you can begin to pulse it or rotate it gently. Good. Pause, release it, and come down. Take a breath. See if you feel like you can sink a little lower. Tuck your chin, roll back. Good. Now, hands rest right on your knees. Lift your right leg and stretch it. Now, if your leg feels heavy and you have a hard time keeping it elevated, you press down into the left foot. You use your hand to encourage that leg to support diagonally, and then you lift up. Sit back in the chair. Sit back in the chair, but don't knock yourself out of the chair. And now point and flex right here. Good, and then release that. And then same thing. Press down into that standing foot, lift back and up and point. Nice. And feel that stretch through the legs. Feel that sensation of balance, support, grounding, rooting, but flexibility. Good. Release that, both feet up. Now you may have to hold the side of the chair so you can lift up, take a breath, flex your feet, soften the knees, point and flex. Notice if the jaw becomes engaged, you want to disengage from the clenching, soften the shoulders back and down. I could feel that in my own self. Point and flex, and put a small smile on your face. So just bring the corners of your mouth gently up, so that all of a sudden, when you start doing something else, you don't want to tighten what we just released. Good. Roll the toes, circles in, toes out. And then reverse, moving those ankles. Kick like you're swimming in a pool. Feel like you're a mermaid. You're just going to glide through the water. Heel kick. Toe kick. Don't lock the knees. Heel kick. Toe kick. Good. Tap, tap, tap. Elevate the sensations through the bottoms of your feet, which will help to reduce that sensation of fatigue. Now pause and feel what you feel in your legs. Good. Hands come right to the knees. We go right into our gentle cat and dog. So we inhale into the dog, exhale, curl, and I start small. Inhale, my feet are grounded. I'm moving with fluidity and ease. I'm bringing the breath up. I'm letting the breath out. In and out through the nose with the breath. Feeling that sensation of extending and expanding, flexibility, mobility, space, length. And back and forth. If you're comfortable, you can widen your blocks a little bit more and you can go into a bigger expression of the pose, but you don't go there if that's not comfortable for you. You maintain whatever works for you on a given day. And you inhale and you lift and you exhale and you curl. And you want it to feel like it's a wave, visualizing the wave of the breath with the wave of water at a beach. I'm lifting up and expanding the breath. I'm letting go and releasing, moving into flexibility. Do a few of these. Now when I roll back up, and I'm going to pause right at the top, small circle. I'm just going to roll around center. So rolling, this is called stirring the pot. We move out of the way of things that make us feel stuck, so we don't have to hold it. And then we pause, and we welcome in things that will help us to grow, expand, bloom, root, shift, release, nourish. You can go on with any other words that come to mind, and then you pause. At the back of the circle, widen your blocks and your legs into a wider stance. This is going to create a little stretch in the inside. You sit up, move a little bit away from the chair. Head is at neutral, spine and head are in alignment. Now we rock. And I don't lead with my head and chin. I just rock through the shoulders and I create some diagonal space here. Because remember, the spine moves in 6 directions, forward, back, side to side, and diagonally. So I want to keep that flexibility for a lifetime. When I come back up, I take a breath. I'm going to rock. So I'm going to lift one foot and then the other. And as I rock it out here, I want to feel into the sitting bones. Good, nice job. And then I pause. Now I want to do a 180 circle. So I'm going to roll to this, I'm going to start left. I want to take a breath all the way to the right side. And then let it go. In through the nose. Let it out with a ha. In. Out. One more. In. Out. Come to neutral, and we're going to switch it. Now, when you switch it, if you get a dizzy sensation or you feel like you're out of balance, don't do it or do less. Left, so we're going to turn toward the right, take a breath in through the nose, expand with a ha. In. Out. In. In. Out. One more. And out. Bring it all the way up. Rock. So when I go one direction, it's easier than the other. You may find the same. Pause. Now go right back into your cat and dog. See if you have a little more space. Make it as big or as small as you need it to be. Keep the shoulders back and down, lifting and expanding through the whole length of the spine. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Ripple it up, take your time. Bring your elbows out to the side, going right into goddess pose. So the arms can't be, the arms can't be floppy. You want your arms out, nice L through the side. Take a breath, take a swallow, tuck and lift the belly up and roll that pelvic girdle back. Inhale, lift up. Pull down, in, out. In, pull down what you need. Feel that strength, but flexibility, balance, opportunity, patience, whatever you need. Feel that sensation of opening and pulling down what you need. Now, when I pull it down this time, I'm going to pause. Elbows in, fingers stretch, pull in and out like you're pulling taffy. So you want to feel like you're holding what you need today and you're expanding it. Big breath. push in, pull out. So you need to move with intention. Release and come forward. See what you can touch. If you can touch the floor, great. Otherwise, you touch your blocks, your feet, your pants. Doesn't matter. If you need to keep your hands, keep yourself up and slightly forward, that's fine. And then you rock it out. Nice flat back. And rock it out. Good. And as you rock in and out right here, pause, tuck your chin, ripple up. Bring your arms with you. Stretch it up. Feel that movement through the ribs. Good. When I bring both arms up, right arm down, left arm over, feel that stretch. Go as big as you can go. Opposite side, we'll do 3. Second set. Last set. Tuck your chin into the corner of your shoulder. Bring it up. Gentle back bend, forward fold. Feel where you are now. Take a breath. Tuck your chin, roll it up. Bring your feet up to standing and now just rock here. Sit up nice and tall, relax the shoulders down. Good. Move into the heels. So these are acupressure points we're activating from the head all the way to the pelvic girdle. Good. Open up your legs, hands gently stretch here. Take a breath. Roll the belly back. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Take a breath. Release your feet. Any size circle you think you need. Small, medium, large. So you can put your feet flat on the floor to ground you back down. 2, 3, and then pause and roll the other way. 1, 2, 3. Now, we're going to stand. If you don't want to stand, you can do this exact same thing in the chair. I'm just going to stand up and I want to feel my feet and my posture and my alignment. I want to let my arms relax down, stretch them down, take a breath, roll the shoulders. So anything else you need to move out, keep your feet parallel so your energy is balanced. 2, 3, and reverse your circle. 1, 2, 3. Sweep your arms out, bring your arms up. We're going to go right into a temple pose. So the back 3 fingers connect, the index finger points, thumbs cross, stretch up, wiggle it up, stretch, 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 and then soften it and go right. Crescent moon. So we just move into that space where we have lightness of spirit. We have strength and power and ability and inner awareness. And we just bring it with us side to side. Take a breath. When you come back to the right side, release that right arm, look under the left. Shake that arm that's toward the floor. And then opposite side and shake it out. Good, both arms up. If you're comfortable, you can invert your hands, soften. But if it's not comfortable for your arms, you don't do it. Notice when you lose touch with your lower belly, bring it down and just let it hang. You're not going far. You're just going to hang forward a little bit and shake it out. And then bring your hands to your hips in a little hula hoop. And then reverse your circle. Good, and a little bit side to side, just a little bit, shifting side to side. I'm going to widen my stance. I want to go right into a figure 8. So I'm just going to move it around. I can start in any direction. I want to feel how hard or easy it is. Usually one side is a preferred method that you choose to go for first, and then when you're ready, then you reverse it. Sometimes it takes a few times to get the rhythm in the opposite direction. Good, shift again, side to side. Soften the knees. Good, come to center, roll forward. You don't have to go far, shake it out. Now, if you choose, now your option would be to take a second chair. You can take your second chair to elevate your legs. If you choose, I'm going to do this version first. You would elevate your legs and you would sit here, make sure your chair is stable. Or if you choose, you can go onto the floor and elevate your legs that way. So I would bring my legs up the chair. If we had walls, it would be legs up the wall. And as I choose which is my best option for myself, my arms are in whatever is a position that's comfortable for me. Letter A. I can bring it to the letter T. I can go into cactus arms, but you're not going to be able to sustain this for a long time, especially if you have shoulder injuries. I want to tuck my lumbar spine. I want to soften my face. I want to allow gravity to release all the stuff I released in my face. My arms are heavy. And I get the benefit of this as an inversion. If I need to roll my head from side to side, I can do that. I soften the jaw, relax through the throat. I roll my head as far as I can in each direction. And if my shoulders are high, I want to invite them to move down and away from the ears. Now, you're going to maintain the position that's comfortable for you. If extending your arms, if you're in a chair and it's uncomfortable to keep them because you're suspended in the air, just bring them gently in your lap. You can bring it palms up or palms down. As you breathe in and you breathe out and you sit right here, close your eyes and take a little breath and do an assessment. Ask yourself, how do I feel different? Now, as you breathe here, feel the breath, feel the rise and the fall of the breath. Let the body soften into the floor. Notice if you're unconsciously holding something somewhere, and give yourself permission to let it go. Because for the next few moments, you're only focusing on being present in your body and your breath. Listening to the sound of the bowl. Using this as a form of relaxation for your meditation. I am breathing in and I am breathing out at a rate that is comfortable for me. I am grounded, I am rooted, and I am balanced in this place where I connect to my inner self. I do a little assessment to assess now, what did I achieve for myself from this practice today? How is the breath? Where did I shift my posture? What are my thoughts? Can I totally relax for the next few moments into this space so that I am fully present in this moment only, letting go of whatever came before and whatever else I need to do after. As I breathe in and I breathe out right here, and I listen to the sound of the bowl, I imagine that the sound as I inhale is being carried into my body through my lungs, releasing any tension through this nervous system, giving myself permission to be present in that place where I can be calm, relaxed, and at ease. And before we transition, just for the next few moments, give yourself a compliment. Today I am, and make it something with great intention, because the words you use have energy. So you don't want it to be, oh, I'm good. I want to be great, fantastic, fabulous, relaxed, confident. It doesn't matter, but it needs to have emphasis. And then when you are ready, you're going to go into a full body stretch. So whether your legs are on the chair or you're on the floor, if your legs are on a chair and you're on the floor, you might want to slide your legs underneath the chair. Go into your full body stretch. Take a big breath, a big yawn, a big sigh. Good. If you're on the floor, you're going to bring your knees into your chest. If you're on the chair, you're going to bring your feet back to the floor, and you're just going to rock a little bit side to side. Feel that sense now of bringing yourself and connecting yourself back to the space where you're going to walk into the rest of this day with a lighter heart, a gentler but firmer step. And then when you're ready, if you're on the floor, you roll to whatever side calls to you. You rest there for a breath before you transition into whatever is a comfortable seated position for you. Take your time. When you're ready, you transition either on the floor or back into your chair. You never have to go on the floor if you don't choose. You can sit on a prop or not, and then just stir the pot. Do 3 circles in one direction, and then reverse your circle and 3 the other way. Good, and then come to neutral and sweep your hands. And imagine that your hands are just feathers, and they're gonna lift, and they're gonna shower down all the gifts that you need to get through this day and move through the things that create a challenge so that it doesn't land in the body. Palms together to create a seal. As I move through this day, I bring with myself peace, contentment, joy, patience, opportunity, awareness, so that I can feel nourished, balanced, and supported in all that I do. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for coming out. Make sure you drink water.